Welcome to Spain, Poco a Poco. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, buenos dias.
Your español es muy bueno.
Muy bueno. Thank you. Today we're going to talk about the Noche de San Juan, which is a festival here in Valencia. And I just want to say, just in case you hadn't had enough fire in Fallas, we have
During
more.
Fallas, we have more. They love to burn things in Valencia. I feel
hmm
like, we do laugh. We've said this before that the city gets the greenest city of Europe award like time and time again. And we are wondering how that happens since we are covered in soot many a day.
Definitely, especially in the city, right?
Especially in the city. But yeah, so the evening of this, so it was last night, the evening of June 23rd. So today, the 24th, is
hmm
if you're listening to this, we are recording this on the 24th, actually. So the day of the
Exactly.
24th is the feast of San Juan, or Saint John the Baptist. But on the evening before is a big party here on the beach, and they have bonfires and everything. And this started with, like, that it has roots, in ancient timey things, pagan things like midsummer rituals, the summer solstice, all of that. So they use this fire to purify and protect and renew. It's all about rebirth. They love a fire here about getting rid of the old and welcoming the new, kind of stuff, year round.
Year round, and they love it. So this is on the longest day of the year, and so that's why it combines. And it was supposed to theoretically, it was his birthday, San Juan's birthday. So these two things kind of came together, and
Hmm.
basically also later on it was adopted by the Christian, aligned with the Christian tradition of just commemorating his birth. So it's kind of the two things together, and they've kind of melded now to just one big old festival, as far as I can see, with fire and bonfires on the beach.
Lots of bonfires. I mean, I don't know, in the city, hundreds of thousands of people are at the beach. You go to, like, the Malvarosa, La Serenas beaches, Patacona, just thousands of people everywhere and bonfires everywhere. And what is so crazy is that the city provides the fireworks. Now you have to get in line, and because people first come, first serve, but the city is providing this
That
firework,
firewood.
this firewood. That's the word, not
So what?
fireworks. I confuse the two because it's always fireworks here.
That's true. So what happens? I mean, is do they just dump like a pile of wood in one place and everyone can just take what they want, or are they just like dumping it in various places? Like, how does that actually
There's, like, the
work?
trucks come and you line up and get it from the
Oh,
trucks, and
that's
then
so
the trucks
cool.
take off.
That's really nice. So the idea is
Yeah.
that everybody on this evening is coming down to the beach, and it's specifically you will not find in this scenario bonfires happening in the city. This is a very specifically a beach thing.
Right.
Um,
It's not in the orange groves
No.
either.
We went out. It was very sweet. We went out with some friends in like 2021 when no, it was still very COVID-y. And so we had a very my experience has been a very miniature San Juan holiday, where we built this teeny tiny like little bonfire, built with wood that the kids could find on the beach, and we kind of lit it and managed to get a tiny fire. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to jump over the flames. And that is supposed to
Yes.
purify your soul and cleanse you from bad luck and bring you good fortune in the coming year. So I guess it doesn't matter how big this fire is, but ours might have been a bit safer than what you've seen.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it has to be an odd number, so like 7, 9
Oh,
times.
okay.
It's, you don't want to jump over twice. That's bad luck. So it's got to
Oh,
be an
okay.
odd number of times.
This is very
And
good to know. No, you don't want to make this mistake.
and what's crazy, we've talked about this before, but the lack of parental supervision in Valencia or in Spain is refreshing and yet scary at the same time, because these parents are not looking and kids are just jumping over these fires like
hmm
crazy, and you're like, oh, is this cool? And it gets really smoky at the beach, by the way. And so
I would imagine, because no,
um
it's not like everyone's jumping over one bonfire. Like every group of people is building their own bonfire, correct?
yes.
So it's a
Yes,
lot.
there's
Yeah.
and there are areas where there's not supposed to be, like, there's areas where there can be bonfires and areas where they're not, but the smoke is so intense that you smell, I mean, we still smell from it. It is pretty intense. I've taken 2 showers and the little hair I have still reeks of of burnt wood.
That is the worst, how
But
it
the
gets in your hair, I think. Yeah.
and what's also important is not just the jumping over the flames, it's the jumping over the waves. So you want to jump at midnight, jumping over the 7 waves as a purification, right? And what
hmm
in people will wash their face or just dangle their feet, but you want to get wet at that time as well. And what I thought was really interesting too, is that people will write down their grievances and wishes and things like that and throw those into the fire. So it's like
Oh,
letting
that's
go
lovely.
of all these
Yeah,
hangups
and I
as
want to
well.
also mention, typical in Spain, this is happening at midnight. This is not happening at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, so
Yes.
if you're going to go out to this, I think we talked about you were talking about going out at like 11 so that you didn't have to be out all night and then coming back
Right.
after midnight so that you were sort of out for a couple of hours rather than I mean people will go out early and they'll eat and they'll have the communal dining at the beach bringing everything to the beach and having their tinto verano and all these delicious things at the beach and then at midnight you have to wait till midnight to do all these rituals.
Yeah, that's where the good luck happens. If you
Yes.
leave before, you're out of luck. So,
Yes.
and then people stay until 4, and then at 4, the city comes in and cleans it up. So you have to get off the beach, but people are out there all night. I mean, it's
Yeah.
insane, and I'm not that young to do that. And then, of course, some of these other parents have shamed me in the past, saying that, "Oh, well, we were here until 5. We watched the sunrise. What about
Oh,
you?"
lovely.
Well, no, my eyes were burning out of my head. I had to leave.
Right, definitely with the smoke. And also, I will say, there just overall, we love to go to the beach later in the evening. I mean, it's light till very
Hmm.
late already at this point. We've already had a heat wave this year. Like, it's been really, really hot. The time to be at the beach is midnight. so
Yes.
so there is something to be said for having a party and a festival and in these types of scenarios the atmosphere at the beach is just it's electric, right? And it's really really
It it
fun.
it really is, and I will say, as a side note, to agree with you with that beach culture thing is when our first summer here, we went to the beach a lot, and we went during the day because the beach is about sun and water. And as we're like getting on and to the bus back into town, thousands of people are just getting off the buses because that's when they're coming to the beach. Like I've never
Yeah,
lived in a place where the beach is almost like feels like it's a 24-hour culture,
it's so
right?
much nicer in the
Without
evening.
being Miami, right? Without it
Right.
being this crazy place.
No, this
It's
is literally just
not a
coming.
busy
This
beach.
is literally just coming to the beach to go in the water and hang out and maybe have your dinner and have your picnic, but having it at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night instead is actually
Right.
just a delightful time to have it. So I can see how this can kind of move on till midnight. And again, as we've talked about in Fias and other festivities that happen in Spain, especially around here, the experience of how quickly they clean up this stuff is amazing. I mean, truly,
Hmm.
like it is a work of art how quickly stuff gets cleaned here. It's shocking.
It's like it's never happened at all. And what's really great about like during FIAS, during this holiday, because it's such a big one, that the public transport, like the buses, are running 24 hours too. So if
Mm.
you're still there at 3 in the morning, you're getting home. Don't have to worry.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so you can actually get back at all times.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
so
and they add extra buses, so I mean they're crowded, but you're not like
yeah.
dying. They're running them a lot.
You may not know this, but do the buses usually stop at a certain time at night if you're going back and forth to the beach, do you think?
They do. I don't know the exact hours because I'm, like you, a parent. So it's not like I have a late night social life
Right.
on a Tuesday. And
Right.
I know the further the buses go, the earlier they shut down, just like the subways, right? So like the
Right.
subways in the city go a little bit longer, but if you have to get to Betora, these other cities, they're not going that. They're not doing that till 10:30
Yeah.
at night or 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and I will say they're doing this all over the beaches everywhere. It's not just around the city. This is a big festival, and on the beaches outside where we live, like Puthol and El Puig and stuff, there's
Hmm.
people doing this there too. So you may not
Hmm.
have the number of people you have at the city beaches, but it is definitely a festival that's going on all up and down the coast here. So it's worth a trip for that, I think.
Wonderful. It is worth the trip.
Or it's worth moving to Spain for it, I think.
Oh, it's worth moving to Spain, coming for, I mean, obviously. But anyway, that's our Poco Poco for today.
That is San Juan, the festival.
Ciao.
Ciao. Thank you for listening to Our Spain Poco a Poco. Since you love us so much, please do go on to our social media and follow us and like us and subscribe where you're listening, because it really does help us to grow and stick around and do what we are very much enjoying doing.
And, give us a shout out on the social medias. Give us a comment on what you would like to hear us talk about. I mean, we like to hear ourselves speak, but we do want to make this, informative for our listeners.
Absolutely, yeah. You can comment on one of our posts, or you can send us a message through our Spain Facebook page or Instagram. So we would love to hear from you.
Yes, we would. Till the next episode.
Bye.